Yo, 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 y'all know what time it is, man. It is your boy, Frank Nitty, in the building. And I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Texans on 3 podcast show. I am your host, man, and y'all know if y'all see my face, man, y'all know I got my boys in here to make sure I got my sound effects right. Y'all already know, man, if y'all see me, y'all know y'all see P to the A to the TTON in the building, Patton, a.k.a. the streets, a.k.a. the mailman, a.k.a. most definitely activated in the building, and you already know you got to hide your wife and your children. I'm just playing. We got that boy Killer in the building, man. Hey, y'all already know, man, it's about to be one hell of a
What's happening?
Hey, man, what's up, my guy?
Chilling, bro. Chilling, man.
My boy chilling in the backyard, big cigar smoke, you know what I'm saying? My boy smoking that pre-Super Bowl, you know what I'm saying? My boy smoking that Titans pack, that Jaguars pack.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, for real, man. Hey, it's good to see y'all guys. Good to see y'all out there, man. All the everybody, man. Shout out to Bull Ring, man, because I know y'all gonna get busy with us today. Man, this is a nice instrumental right here, man. I need to play this some more often. But
man, I never hear the music, man. I never hear the music, bro.
I never get to hear it. Hold on right quick. Let's see if you can hear
it. I don't hear it.
You can't hear that?
No. I don't hear it, bro.
Oh man, you be missing out, bro. We always got some nice instrumentals going though.
Yeah,
man,
and somebody gave you a cool little shout out. It was like, man, who did
I think that was Horace, man. Shout out Horace, man. Horace got the ears, man. He got the real ears, man.
Hey, real quick, shout out to my bro Horace. For those that don't know, Horace picks 90% of my beats.
Oh yeah, Horace got a good ear for beats.
99, like half my catalog. If not all my catalog, maybe 2 or 3 songs. Matter of fact, hey, Nitty, everything I done with you, Horace, well, he ain't picked. But before I met you, yeah, Horace picked out my beats, bro.
But yeah, whenever so I take his compliment, like, you know, I don't take that with a grain of salt. So yeah, when I read that, I was like, oh yeah, that's a dope. I mean, it is a pretty nice instrumental, man, and I definitely appreciated the comment. We back in the building, y'all, and we're gonna be talking about some Texans OTAs. Y'all know the second part of OTAs started today. It was I mean, I seen CJ running around today, you know what I'm saying? He looked like he was sprinting across the field, doing some different things. I don't think he threw today. And I think did he throw? No, he didn't. No. And I think that still kind of has a lot of people worried out there. I think it's something that y'all think that it's something that we should be worried about? No. Honestly.
No.
Like, what do y'all think?
You gonna keep it simple, Patty? You gonna keep it simple? Just say no.
No.
Okay, we'll put it like this. Why you?
No. He kept it simple, and I'm gonna keep it real simple. Hell no.
Okay.
I mean, shit. It ain't nothing to worry about, man. Throwing the ball in April and May means absolutely nothing to me.
I mean, but in every last one of his years, that he's been in the league, he's thrown in April. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
he only been in the league for 2 years, man.
I know, but we ain't never seen him sit down and not throw, bro. Bro be throwing in the OTAs, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Matthew Stafford has had OTAs where he don't throw. Joe Burrow has had OTAs where he don't throw. Now, I give you both of them guys. One's a lot older than the other one. But what they both have in common, the offenses they run or play in are pass-heavy offenses. So naturally, you want to give your quarterback who's going to be throwing the ball off for a lot, regular season plus playoffs, get a shoulder rest, man. Let me see what the backups can do. All I need you to do is sit on the sideline and just chill. Hey, learn what you can learn from here because ain't much going to get done out there for you. He's one of them guys, man, star player. He's a diva, but not in a bad way. You take care of your star player, you know what I'm saying? Now, they saying his pectoral is sore. Like, I've had a sore pec from working out too much, bench pressing too much, doing too much upper body workout, you know what I'm saying? CJ yoked up a little bit. So that arm, that shoulder probably that shoulder chest is sore, but it's cool. I mean, we all right.
Okay, I feel a little bit better after hearing that right there because
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure like a lot of other fans out there, we've been kind of worried, man. Like
relax.
Yeah, man, and I mean, all I'm gonna say is this. Oh, and shout out Texas Kansas too, man. Appreciate you.
For sure.
Texas
Yeah.
Kansas also says no worries, so he's agreeing with y'all too.
No, we in the middle of the summer, or we at the beginning of the summer, and people ain't got nothing to talk about, so they're gonna make something out of nothing.
I'm gonna tell you somebody who has me excited though. Pause. Christian Kirk, man. Listening to his interview today, at the podium, just listen to how he says this offense is gonna be dynamic and all of the stuff and I think I put it in the chat earlier. I was telling y'all how one thing that was dope is to hear how he looked at the Texans from the sideline of the enemy. Meaning he was over there with the Jaguars and he was looking over and he was like, coming here, you can see, why we dominate the AFC South. And that kind of felt good because he said he came in the building, pause, and he said you can see it. You can see the hard work. And bro, to be honest, y'all, come on, let's just be honest. We ain't never heard nobody talking about the Texans locker room when they come over here as a free agent like that. You know what I'm saying? Like these free agents now, when they come over here, they like, man, this is a locker room that's just, built on like, it seems like for real. And I love this about the squad that you got to prove yourself when you come in that locker room. Like you almost, if you wasn't a dog, you got to turn in, you got to morph into one if you're going to be on this team, you're going to have to be one. And something else I want to get off of, then I'm going to land right here. Kamari Lassiter. Hearing D'Amico today, D'Amico, he's always going to say certain things about certain players, meaning like, how Will Anderson is a leader on his team. And he said, if you want to know how to he said, just come and talk to players. Like he said, if a player comes on this team and they want to know how to be on this team, look to CJ, look to Will Anderson, look to Petrie. And then he said, look to Kamari. And listening to Kamari at that podium talk about how hard he works and how him and Will got that same thing and how last year he realized something. He said this was dope too. He said he realized last year that his potential, his ceiling is unlimited. He realized that. He say being in the league last year and seeing how it was for him in his first year, he said he didn't know how far he can go and what tier he would fall in. He said after last year, he know now that he don't have a ceiling. And so he's working like that, man. So I think we about to see Kamari. I think Kamari about to be crazy this year. I ain't lying. I think I'm gonna have to go get me a number 4 jersey, bro, because I think Kamari is about to clown, man. Ooh, the bull ring is going ham. Hold on, let me see. Look at this, Brandon. You play too much, bro.
I thought the text when I seen that shit. Like,
you ain't never hit my laugh button on the show, but I'm finna hit it for you. Hey, this show is recorded before a live studio audience. But other than that, let's see. Let me go down here because I ain't gonna lie, y'all just went ham, man. Mellow Mike, he say just because we don't see CJ throw doesn't mean he hasn't been throwing when cameras ain't on. Yeah, you right about that. You right. You definitely right about this. Say I told y'all CJ said he won't throw until Jared Wayne is cut.
Wow.
He said Kamari sounds like an AP football graduate. Yeah, like Kamari is like, I ain't gonna lie, Kamari sounds like he is locked in. Bro look like he done got physically mobile. I'm just feel sorry for anybody who think like, hey, we're gonna pick on Kamari Lassiter because we're not gonna throw it Stingley. Nah, it's gonna be crazy. Mellow Mike says, seriously, CJ's receiving corps has been musical chairs since he got here. If he can't get a rhythm with a receiver between games in season, I think missing the OTAs ain't gonna hurt. You're right. Like guys step right in and he make them look good. He's one of those type of quarterbacks though. Like receivers love him because he's gonna put the ball exactly where it needs to be. He's not gonna jack you up. Can you imagine like playing for Mayo? Not Mayo. What's his name?
Vrabel.
No, Mayo. The Mayo boy.
You talking about from Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Yeah.
He gets a lot of players jacked up. Like he'll throw you a pass ball right while safety beaming down on you for real.
Yeah, call them hospital balls, man.
Yeah, he would throw them all day. He said, saying if he had to go over everything, we'd be here all day. Say, Brandon, you got to quit smoking at this before shows. Yeah, Brandon be wild and say our offense is like 10 to lots of wide receivers and very few tight ends. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, Mellow Mike, appreciate that. Yeah, Levis, man, he throws a lot of bad balls. He don't care about the receiver. He's just trying to get a completion.
Yeah.
But what y'all guys seeing from OTAs? What's sparking y'all? Like, what y'all paying attention to? What's sticking out to you?
Where you want to start, Cal? O-line or with Christian Kirk?
Oh, it got to be Christian Kirk. It's a lot of shine being put on him, and which is a great thing, man. Because the more that you see the reports coming out of OTAs, the more you go back to YouTube. You start looking at this guy, bro, and it's like Christian Kirk, and also what's the other? Not Higgins. Noel. Those guys are gonna be problems in the slot, man, when they on the field together. Like this is Christian Kirk best quarterback that he's going to play with. This is going to take so much relief off of Collins that when CJ do decide to go to Collins, man,
it's gonna be one-on-one.
It's bro, what? It's gonna be straight up one-on-one. Like these guys are gonna have so many opportunities to be so wide open. Christian Kirk is. I don't think Christian Kirk is looking at this situation as I'm gonna be here for 1 year and I'm out of here. Christian Kirk is kind of like Robert Woods. When Robert Woods last year, when everybody said Robert Woods just need to go ahead and just take that money and leave, and Robert Woods made the team. Robert Woods is nowhere near what Christian Kirk is.
Yeah,
and bro, it's going to be a dangerous offense. Very dangerous.
That's a good ass point, Cal. Like that, and the reason that's a good point is because the way that they talking about him, he's that type of guy. He's good in the locker room, like he's helping out with the young guys, and it's like, do y'all see how perfect it is that he's there? And Noel is gonna learn from him and be up under him, somebody that's like that done mastered the role that Noel is gonna kind of.
Nitty, not only that, he's been in the league longer than Collins. There's some things that Collins can learn from him. Like Collins is the better wide receiver, but there's some things that they can just bounce off of each other, and they can pass it down to the lower four. When I say the lower four, there's Higgins, Noel. And Hutch and Mechie, if we think Mechie is going to make the team, like there's going to be so much that they're going to be able to pass down to those guys, bro. Like this offense, like we thought last year, we was coming in and last year, and CJ said that we was a 5-headed monster. Well, 2 of those monsters ended up getting hurt in Tank Dell and Diggs.
Yeah, all of them got
hurt. They all got hurt. Yeah. And so you didn't have that monster mentality out there. It's gonna be different now, man. Because injuries are not gonna take us out of the ball game. We're deeper in running back, and we're deeper on the wide receiver side. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Oh yeah, I'm crazy. Not only that, whenever guys just need a spell, like it's gonna be crazy, bro. Like, sometimes, Nico might have to tap on his helmet, or somebody might need to come out for a play or two. And you just gonna have guys that just step in, that just fresh, that just been chomping at the bit to run a route and come out there and CJ gonna love this, man. I know he's sitting out there and just looking at this and like, oh my God, I'm about to have a ball with this offense. What he's got, and not only that, like just hearing like what what they saying about Higgins. Shout out John. But I was watching, what was the name of that show? Locked on Texas.
Locked on Texas.
Yeah, and I was seeing that he was interviewing the guy from Iowa State, the passing game coordinator. And I didn't catch a lot of it, but just hearing how, he says that, Higgins is like ready. Like he's gonna come. And I think that's why the Texans paid him like that, because they know it too. Like, bro, I think, man, he's going to become a lot of people's favorite wide receiver for the Texans. I really do believe that he's going to become a star this year is what I'm saying. Like, and I think the same for Noel too, man. I see these guys coming in, bro, making immediate impact in that wide receiver position. And bro, I'm telling you, we are being built to get to that championship. Like we doing everything that we supposed to be doing, and that's what you call competence. Y'all know that's my favorite word. We just have a competent football team that's doing competent football things. And did that rhyme? Did I say that right? That rhymes so good. It sounds like I said the same thing twice.
Yeah.
But anyway,
here's the thing I want to ask Pat. Like, we know, like, go Big Blue. We know Nico. Shout out to the Nico fan club president, the one that put Nico on the map before anybody believed in Nico. It was me. So this is being recorded. So let's go ahead and shout that out. I want to ask Pat. With Kirk, if Kirk comes in, stays healthy, what other two wide receivers that you can look at and say, because we have a tight end room that's pretty good, and I also got to give you a shout out on Nick Lachey. Call it out. I'm always call it out. I'm gonna call it out for you every time because you was the first one to say it. But I want to ask you, when we go to wide receiver 3 and 4, what are the numbers that you think, Patton, that those guys can put up? And we're looking at it like, man, that was a great year for those two, number three and number 4. Like, number 4 wide receivers normally don't get numbers. Number 3 can get, like, a great number 3 can get 650, 700. But I'm asking you, who's going to be number 3 and number 4 that you're going to look at and be like, whoa, man, they had an excellent year. If everything goes great, what do you think, Pat?
So, out the gate, Christian Kirk, as of right now, would be your number 2. Now,
exactly.
do I like him on the outside as number 2? Me personally, I don't, because I feel like he does his best work at the slot. So, if we start in the game, just 2 wide outs, him at 12 and Kirk, cool. But once you go to the 3 receiver, the 3 receiver set, that third receiver, which would be the number 2 receiver, because I got Kirk going to the slot, would have to be Higgins, the other big body on the outside. Now, the thing is, your 3 and 4 is going to be Higgins and Noel, and I feel like that's going to be very, very, very interchangeable. Like, you're not going to miss a beat with either guy in the game, and we may see some sets where it's 4 wide out. You got all 4 guys on the field. Now you got a real headache. You can't double team nobody because you liable to get beat on the inside and the outside. Lord forbid the O-line hold up and you let CJ get real surgical. You know what I'm saying? But I would say the difference between 3 and 4 will be, and I got 12 having 1,000 yards. If healthy, Christian Kirk with 1,000 yards. The difference between 3 and 4 would be between 400 and 500, and a high 500 at that. A high 400, like 480, 490, and a high 500, 580, 590 between 3 and 4. But what's going to separate the two would be the touchdowns. And I feel like
okay.
Higgins would have more touchdowns than Noel, unless Noel's on a punt return and he gets some touchdowns on special teams, and it's a total. But I look at Higgins, man, being a supreme red zone threat. Like, it's
So
crazy.
I got a question for Nitty.
Mm-hmm.
What type of year you think Hutchinson? Because Hutchinson is the older pup
Mm-hmm.
of Higgins and Noel, coming from the same system. What type of year you think Hutch is going to be just like, oh yeah, I'm just going to be solidified as number 5?
No, this is what I'm gonna tell y'all. This is what and I'm glad this is a good question. First and foremost, we gotta say bye to Mechie, because I think Mechie is probably not gonna make the team, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if there's a battle between a position between him and Hutchinson, right? Hutchinson, just by the fact that his little bros just got drafted to the team, is gonna give him a little bit more leverage, probably even with the office, but not only in the office but on the field as well, because I think he steps his game up. I think that's the spark of all sparks. If you can't get this dude, you know what I'm saying, up for it right now, pause. If you can't get him up right now, then yeah, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
Yeah, I think that, and see, I said this on shows, like it was like 2 or 3 shows back. I said that Hutchinson is the older bro in that room, and so he's already here. He's been here for 2 years, so he's showing these 2 guys that they was in Iowa. You went from Iowa to H-Town. You in the city of Syrup now. You in Slab City. Like your ass can get really lost in this city. All 3 of these dudes are light-skinned dudes, man. Good-looking guys. Like, he's gonna be the one
Hey,
that have to.
I gotta pause that, dog.
Hey, but I'm just saying, bro. When you get
ass can get lost in this city,
bro, when you got 3 guys that's making hundreds of thousands of dollars in their early 20s,
yeah,
and they in the city of Houston, man, you can really get lost. And I think Hutch is going to be the one that can able to pull them in and say, hey, man, this is how we do this over here in the H.
That's why I say the office. I think with the front office, they kind of like, hey, this is good to have Hutchinson on the team. So even he would even serve as like a 5th wide receiver, but also like a chaperone, almost like a reserve. And I think he will be the 5th wide receiver. If not, put it like this.
But see, here's the thing about Hutch. Hey, here's the thing about Hutch. Hutch is looking at these 2 young dudes and saying, bro, y'all not better than me.
Exactly.
Y'all not better than me.
He's a vet.
That's what I'm saying, man.
He's gonna try to beat these guys, bro. He's
gonna beat these guys. Right. He's gonna bring them to the club and bring them to the party. But he's also saying, I've been to this club for 2 years now. I've been here. And yeah, I see that people are telling me that I'm number 5, number 6. I might not even make the team. And the Texans have told Hutchinson that, hey, man, what we seen from you in 2 years, we went to the same school and got 2 more other guys that was ranked number 4 and number 6. So you think Hutchinson is going to be like, oh, man, I'm a man, Hutch is going to go out there and ball the freak out, bro.
I do.
I really do.
I think so. And to have that, like, if he doesn't break into the starting 3 or 4, right? I think even if you have him, boy, you're going to have a 5th wide receiver, bro, that's just chomping at the bit, boy. I'm talking about just any opportunity that he get, he's going to clown whenever he gets that opportunity.
Right.
And I think it's just a good thing to have. Like, it's just a good problem to have. And yeah, that's what I think that definitely allows him to beat out Mechie. I seen Mechie run a route in OTAs, right? And I'm pretty sure y'all seen it too. They was running everybody was running an out route, I think it was. And damn. I looked at Mitch feet, man, and I said, Lord have mercy, man. I was like,
That bad.
I was like, I don't think Mitch gonna make the team, bro. Like your routes got to be more crisper than that, young man. Like it just didn't look crisp, bro. It didn't, and it didn't should be. It's like you shouldn't be right now. They done drafted 2 other wide receivers. You should have a spark in you too. You should be like, hey, I got to turn it up. I think bro giving us I think it's he doing Anita Baker, bro. He giving us the best that he got, bro. And I don't think it's just enough. I don't think it's enough, bro. I just don't think it's
Giving you the best that I got. Hey, I can't
I
sing.
promise, bro.
You
And
would need a bacon. Yeah.
hey, I'm talking about, bro. I really do think that he's actually just giving us the best that he got, and he's just not out. In college, it looked good, but in the NFL, man, we see what
But
they
see,
right now.
it is the great thing about Nick Caserio is Nick Caserio will give the guys like let's not get it twisted. We drafted him with a torn ACL. He went through cancer, and he was a 2nd-round pick. Nick gives all of his guys opportunities to make the squad because that's part of your resume. Now, I think that in the preseason, it's going to be a lot of showcasing because other teams are going to have other players that's going to have injuries, and that's a guy that you see what Nick does with 5th, 6th-round picks.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of those things that Mitch is going to be able to get out on that field, and he's going to be able to get some shine with Davis Mills, and that's going to be a trade piece that you can go and get. And I think somebody told me, I don't know who it was. People said I was crazy that you can, like I said, you can get a 6th-round pick and possibly a conditional fit, according to if you trade him and he goes somewhere else. Just say if he went to Carolina and he has the chemistry with the quarterback that he played with Alabama.
Bryce.
Right. So if he goes over there and Mitch goes over there and get 45 catches, 50 catches, that's part of the conditions of the trade.
That's a career year for him too.
Exactly. Like he don't have I think he only have was it 24 and 14 catches in his 2 years. So if that's the case, that's the conditions of the trade that you can get for Mitch, and that's fine. Now we lose on the trade because we drafted him in the 2nd round. But still, we still have 2 guys that we drafted in the same draft that was rated number 4 and number 6 in the same draft. So we're still pretty good. We still got Kirk, so we're still good, man. We're still good.
Yeah.
I want to bring this to the panel though, bro. Kirk is on a 1-year deal. Kirk go out there and ball out.
Right.
Do you resign him, or do you wait to see what Tank?
Noel do. Oh yeah.
Higgins and Noel gonna be here. You know what I'm saying? 12 ain't going nowhere. Kurt is the man that's this year is going to determine where either Kurt going to be here or he going to get a high paycheck like Diggs did elsewhere.
That's a good ass question. That's a good question.
You know what? Go ahead, Nitty. Go, Nitty. Go.
Tank, man, and what's crazy about the Tank situation, bro? I was watching Texans highlights today. The top 10 plays. No, I was watching the 2023 movie. How it shows how the whole season, how everything played out in cinematic fashion. And man, just looking at Tank, I think, man, we need to put some respect on Tank's name, y'all. We haven't been doing it a lot lately, but did y'all know that Tank got some records with the Texans? Some records that I didn't know. I didn't know that he has the most wide receiver touchdowns for a rookie in Texans history. Did y'all know that?
I want to
I didn't
say,
know that.
I want to
I
say
didn't know that neither.
maybe
I didn't know
yards.
that.
Yeah, in one game he did something too that was a Texans record. Like he actually got 2 Texans records that's actually pretty nice. I was like, damn. So Tank Dell beat out Andre, Hop, all of them. He got the more touchdowns in his rookie season than any Texans wide receiver. And I'm like, damn. Like Tank was really on the cool, y'all. And looking back at this shit, I was like, damn, Tank was real. He was good, bro. Tank was little.
Yeah.
But Tank was good. Do y'all not know that pass where I think it was against the Buccaneers where it was a block for Brown to take it all the way to the house?
Yeah,
He takes it all the
he
way up
made
the
the block.
sideline. Man,
Right,
that
right,
was a hell of a block Tank Dale made.
Right.
Like the dude had heart, bro. And like, man, it makes his situation that bad. So I want to answer this with Patton question. Man, I would love to see Tank come back. I think he deserves it. I think he deserves for us to allow him to try to come back. I'm praying for a miracle, man. I'm hoping that his surgery, I hope it was a success, and I hope the fact that he's not a big body receiver. Like he's not really heavy, and maybe they did enough to where his little frame can still move on that knee like he did, man. I know it's a long shot. But man, God can make anything happen, bro. And I just hope that we can get.
But are you talking about this year though? Tank coming back this year.
Tank thinks that he can. If it is, it will be some postseason. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know if they try to even make him get on the field this year. I think D'Amico tells him, "Hey, even if he think he can play, just chill out." You know, D'Amico is good for that. Even if you think you're ready, D'Amico gonna say, "Yeah, that's
realistically, bro. Realistically, if we plan in the Super Bowl, I believe he's gonna play.
Of course,
if we make
he'll be ready. He'll be ready by that time just by healing anyway. That's a whole year,
and that's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Yeah, that's a stretch. That's totally a stretch. But I do think he can play. But next year he comes back. But let's just imagine Tank comes back. Do y'all just really believe? I know it's a miracle, but do y'all believe that he can return back to some kind of form? Like,
yeah, because see, here's the thing about Tank, and see, a lot of people they confuse size with when you look at Tank, and people are automatically assuming that Tank is a slot receiver because of his size.
mm-hmm.
Tank is a freaking wideout, bro. Like he can do many of things. His heart tells you that, and the part that I hate is I hate that the way Tank got injured, blocking, but that's a football player, because the type of injuries that Tank had, like it would happen with any size wide receiver. It just would have happened. But here's the thing about Tank. I think Tank is that guy that you can line him up wide. You can line him up inside. Hell, I think the last show, Patton was just saying it was either Patton or it was either you, Nitty, that the way Nico lines up a lot in the slot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really your.
What's up, Black Bill?
Power slot.
It's not. It's not really your size determine. It's not your size that determine where you line up at. We seen, and even in that Tampa Bay game that you pointed out, Tank was playing on the outside, bro, and killing.
Oh yeah, like this. That's
Tank,
what.
But see, his separation is what makes him a great wide receiver, because when he comes out of his cuts and he explodes, that is his key. So my thing is, I think with the wide receivers that we have, like my thing is this: there's no reason to have to rush Tank back. But if we make it, not if, I'm gonna say when we make it to the Super Bowl, and that guy has a chance to come in and contribute anything, I think he deserves that right to be to come out there, to have an opportunity to catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl, man, because I think that the city of Houston love him, the organization love him, and I think that would be one of the things that that would kind of not finish, but it would continue his legacy in the city.
Yeah.
Because that injury that he have is that's one of the most catastrophic injuries
And
that
not
you can
only that,
have.
look at it, Killer. He did it while catching a touchdown and didn't drop the ball, bro. Like that's if that ain't for the city, if that ain't for the team, if that ain't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro could have easily let that ball go and nobody wouldn't have been mad at him. We would not be sitting here saying like, man, if Tank would have caught that damn ball, that would not have said. Nobody wouldn't have said that because bro broke his knee by 5 different places. So we all would have just been like, damn, but bro held on to that ball, bro, and scored for the squad, bro. And I think that means a lot. I think that moment of everybody just crying like that. I was like, they even showed when he got hurt in his first season, right, and how distraught the team was. And I was like,
Right.
damn, so that's why they was that messed up when he got hurt that second time. They like, damn, bro, not Tank,
Right.
man. Like, because Tank, bro, he really like he is the heart of that team. And y'all noticed that he started coming around more. They was getting him more to coming around the games because you can tell it was bothering him. He even said it though. That's what make it even bad. He said they asked him, what was it like watching your team in the playoffs and all that? He was like, man, it hurt. And to get back on the field after that first
Right.
and this happened, yeah, they owe it to him, man. And I just hope God blesses him, man. And we
And you
get
know, and Tank is Houston, bro.
yeah.
He's a Houston guy.
He's from Florida, but he's straight Houston in the
Yeah,
fact of how he even
he's
got on the team. He was like, man, I
right.
hit CJ up and said, man, get me there, and came here and delivered. Like
Right.
you know what I'm saying? You can't, bro. You cannot overlook that, bro. Actually delivered. He was
So
like, come get
when
me
you
here, man.
think about what Patton said that Kirk is here for 1 year, right, Patton?
1 year rental.
So if Tank has that recovery, that's a player that you can move away from and slide Tank right back in. Now, the thing about it is Tank coming off of 2 years of injury, the Texans are not going to sign him to any type of lucrative deal. They'll keep a deal to keep him signed, but if he shows that he can, play at this level again, it'll be okay to move from Kirk. But the flip side is we are in the Super Bowl, and Kirk probably we have to understand what would Kirk want as a player. Kirk have made some money when he went to Jacksonville. He signed number one wide receiver money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think Kirk is like, hey man, we want a Super Bowl? Shit, do I take a lesser contract and come back with the same role? Because now you look at those five wide receivers. You can run with those five and your 6 wide receivers. It wouldn't even matter who number 6 is. So it depends on Tank health, and then how do Christian Kirk look at it the same way that Diggs, when Diggs came and finessed us and was supposed to re-sign with us, which I'm glad Diggs is not here anymore. I'm happy he's out of the building.
Yeah,
But
I think they like I'm reading right here on the screen. It says 80 says if he goes out there and is productive with 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns, would you still let him walk? I think it
not
depends on
1,200
him
yards.
in terms of a fan favorite. Like if he gets that kind of success and we let him walk, I think you upset the fan base. So I think they work out a 1 year deal with him again. I think if he has that kind of a successful season, that
Right.
he is at least gonna get a 1 to 2 year extension. It's not gonna be for a lot, so that's why I think it may be just a year or something like that. They might tell him it's 2 years and kick his ass out after that first one. But they definitely are not gonna let him walk if he has 1,200 yards.
That production right there, like we gotta understand that Nico had 1,297. So if Kirk have 1,208 touchdowns, that means he was a pivotal piece. He was definitely a top level number 2.
Yeah, because Harry gonna sign that. I don't know if he like. I'm telling you, there's a way that you can get him here, and get him back here, and like not have to really just, you know what I'm saying? Because like I say, it's a business at the end of the day, and if you got him scoring 8 touchdowns, and you got people going to get Kirk jerseys and all of this old kind of stuff. I don't know, man. I don't know if but shoot, Diggs made it happen though, and I'm be starting to think, man, when I look at the Diggs situation. I thought about this the other day, right? I was just chilling and I said, it came across my mind. I said, man, I think Diggs told the Texans, because remember how we looked at it like he did, like Casario did him a favor to knock those last 2 years off and blah, blah, blah.
Did him a huge favor, bro.
What
Did
if
him a
that
huge
was
favor.
the whole deal in the first place?
That was the
What
deal.
if Diggs
That
was on some like, look, I'm not playing for y'all because I know they
bro,
traded me here to y'all, but I promise I sit my ass at home and won't play unless y'all do this,
no,
put all my money
no.
on this
See,
program and I come play.
the thing about it was, Nitty, was you didn't want a guy that came from Buffalo that was a quote unquote disgruntled wide receiver. That they went from this guy for 3 or 4 years, he was, 100 catches, 1,300 yards, double-digit touchdowns. So it's like, okay, so we're going to bring you over here. Now, here's the thing. We'll bring you here, and we don't want you disgruntled over here. So we'll tear up the last 2 years of your contract. And also what we did was we messed around and gave up a second round pick, which one of those picks could have been BTJ. So just think if we didn't go get Diggs and we would have drafted Brian Thomas. Now, the thing that's going to work out is if Higgins and Noel works out to the point that we think that they're going to work out, then everything else lines up. It's like, okay, well, we moved on from that. That's cool. But if you had Brian Thomas with our team this year, we only get one of the 2 wide receivers from our. We get Noel, we get Higgins. Which regardless, if you had Brian Thomas Jr. and Higgins with this squad here, like, yeah, let's rock with it. But so it was a thing of, they said that, hey, we'll do this for you, and then he got hurt game number 8. I think he had like 40 something catches, whatever he had. It wasn't, he was on his way to 1,000 yards, but it was still like, even if look, put it like this. If Tank Dell and Diggs would have been healthy, we're beating Kansas City. We're beating Baltimore. We just had one wide receiver, because any team that loses their number 2 and their number 3 wide receiver, you're not winning shit at all. So now it's like, okay, so you let him go. He went and chased the money with New England. That's fine. Now he's sniffing pink cocaine and all that other shit. We don't need that in our locker room, bro. We don't need that. Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Like, we don't need that in the locker room. Like,
No, we don't need
D'Amico,
that.
hey, D'Amico tell you all the time, we want guys who love football. We don't need niggas on the yacht smoking
You know what
pink
they
cocaine.
say? They say literally, what did D'Amico say to Diggs to make him act so on the straight and narrow while he was here in Houston? And I think that it was this. Like, what we happened to have was a perfect storm. He knew he was going to be in Houston for 1 year. He already knew he had that jacket on his back. He said, look, I'm coming into OTAs. I'm doing everything. I'm finna coach up the wide receivers. Like, we really got the best Diggs probably of his whole career as far as his character-wise. His whole career in Houston that year, because he was putting on a show for his next team. He already knew that he wanted to, by the time free agency came up, he did not want the jacket on his back or being this and being that.
But I think what changed was the injury, because if Diggs would have not got injured and we went on to go to the Super Bowl and he would have shined, Diggs would have re-signed with the Texans. But see, he got hurt. And so Nick Casario was like, well, I can't take a chance on this guy. This guy have clearly lost the step.
Yeah.
He's not the same. So Nick Casario being a wide receiver coach at New England and being the type of general manager, it's like, no, we got to reset the wide receiver room and get more speed. So you get uh Noel 439, Higgins 445, and these are young guys. These are 21-year-old guys. So
Mhm.
it's okay to move on. So it's okay that we missed on BTJ and we missed on Diggs, but we was able. Nick Casario was still able to be the brain trust to get two wide receivers that was ranked number 4 and number 6 in the same draft.
Yeah. And like I say, we were able to get Diggs to come here and be his best version of himself. And that's the best 1 year runner you want to get, because what we still ended up on the good side of things, and we got to see that he actually, when he was healthy, so to speak, he had kind of lost a step. He wasn't the same Diggs that we had seen him be on other teams, and we kind of knew that, because I remember there was a lot of us, including myself, who was like, "Yo, we can get 75% of what he used to be, then
Yeah,
that's still good." You know what I'm saying? And it looked like that's what we got too. We got
but
75% of Diggs.
I'm gonna give it to Patton, but at the same time, the Diggs that we did get to see was I always say, who was our fucking offensive coordinator?
You already know it.
So my thing is, I throw everything out of the window. I'm looking forward to what K is able to bring to this offense, and I just really believe I haven't seen shit that Kelly have done, is going to do. We have no idea, but I
Mhm.
just know that he can be better than Bobby Sloyd.
Oh yeah, it's definitely looking like it's gonna be. And I know one thing that I've been waiting for Patton to get on, bro. Is what's the name, man? Tell us about this offensive line, man. I've been chomping at the bit to talk about that myself, because I heard D'Amico say a few things. What have you been hearing from OTAs about the Hogs on the front line?
So, without going into who's the starting five right now, that doesn't matter. But as a unit as a whole, as cohesive, those guys are starting to move together. D'Amico mentioned today in his in the press conference that who's ever the first guy out there, offensive lineman, that guy's
Mm-hmm.
going to wait for the rest of them to show up, and they're not going to move until the last guy shows up, and then they're going to go to where they're going to go to do their own field work, which is a good
Mm-hmm.
thing. Me and Cal talked about this a couple shows back by by us both being former offensive linemen. Dude, I got to know what you're thinking. That means I'm spending time. We spending time together. We eating together. We showering together. We going watching film together. We practice. We doing everything together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Patton, we ain't Patton. We ain't showered together. That's way too
oh
close.
Lord, see you go.
Oh my God.
We not showered together.
Hey,
You
That's
get
for
where I
what I'm
draw the
saying, man?
line. I get what you're saying, bro.
big pause.
Yeah, man. Pause, dog. Pause.
We ain't dinner together, but we ain't getting in the shower together, bro.
Hey brother, can you watch my back? Nope.
No, no. But now, just the whole fact that these guys are like starting to gel, and D'Amico gave a lot of praise to Coach Popovich, man. I know last year we had I want to say, was it Mike Trouser?
Yeah.
He wasn't a voice in that room, and the guy that should have been a voice, LT, was just there for some fashion type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You got all these guys in the same room. There is no quote unquote alpha male right now. They all figuring out together. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna look at it, our best offensive lineman would be right now would be Titus Howard. And
Right.
you know, and he's not a real loud, raw type of guy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm me personally, dog. This is gonna shock a lot of people, but I'm looking for I want to say his name Eli Cox, the center we got, undrafted center. He's one guy that he's played that position for quite some time in college,
Mm-hmm.
all 4 years, if five, if I'm not mistaken. He's my dark horse to win that center position. I always say, man, on offensive line, man, the leader normally is the center. He's the guy
Mm-hmm.
that gets everybody lined up. Hey, he knows everybody assignment. He even knows what the receivers are doing, running back included. Your
Mm-hmm.
center has to be the most cerebral guy on the offensive line. And if he is that guy, I truly believe we might have a hole. Not a dog, but a hole. You know what I'm saying?
They look like
It's
them boys
Right.
ready though, Pat. And I ain't gonna lie, man. Them boys looking like they even talking about how Fisher looking trim out there. We already know Henderson go blue. How Henderson is looking out there. What and something peculiar. Somebody in the crowd told D'Amico there's something about nine that it, there's something about 9 starters. I didn't hear the question thoroughly, but that's basically what I was thinking. But to hear it said, and I think D'Amico addressed it and agreed to it. If I'm not mistaken, y'all, I think he said that it's like all of these guys have the potential to like can all start. All 9 guys could start if they wanted them to. And that just got me excited because I'm like, man, if we got that kind of a because I don't know if we ever had that kind of a line, that kind of depth in the line. You know what I'm saying? To where if somebody dropped off, because they was like, yo, if Fisher couldn't do this and couldn't do that on the right tackle, then you got Trent Brown behind him. And I'm like, damn, to be able to have Trent Brown to step in behind you if you're not doing good, that's not bad. Like that's depth that we ain't never had. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
those guys are vets. Like these are guys that like they not perfect. There is no perfect lineman in the NFL. You got good ones that's
Right.
good at doing this, but there are no perfect. I just think that, bro, these guys are going to come together. And something else D'Amico said, and I'm laying right here. He said that they out there, they starting to take on that attitude that he said he wanted to see.
Mm.
He said the way they coming off the ball. He said he this is what he's seeing himself. He said he's saying they playing with lower pad level and everything. I was like, hey, that's all I needed to hear. Like he's saying, he said he sees a difference in the way they are coming off the ball, pause, and he say they pad level. He said they playing low, they lower. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna beat some boys up this year then. Like it's
Yeah, it's gonna be physical. Hey, Nitty, let's go to the bullpen. We got some comments that's been coming in.
I
Let's
don't,
okay.
man.
You know what I've been
let's
thinking too, and y'all tell
let's
me if y'all agree.
recognize.
Y'all tell me if y'all agree with this. Some of these that we're gonna be pulling up thoroughly throughout the show, but I think sometime like you may be. Can you see them on your screen, Killer?
Yeah, I can see it on the screen on the
Okay,
side screen.
I think
Yeah, but
like
I watch it on my tablet too.
even during conversation, if y'all happen to see a post on the side that you just want to read real quick, that you could just
Right.
read it, even if you see it right there on the screen, even if we didn't pull it up because it's already up on the screen. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
specifically, which one did you want to pull up? And we appreciate y'all too, man. Like we really appreciate y'all in the bull
Hey,
ring. Y'all
real
just don't.
quick, Brand. I want to talk to Brandon. He just mentioned something. Brandon said, I'm scrolling up. Yeah, Brandon said it's going to be a good center class next year. It is. The best center is in Florida right now. But if we can find a guy right now, we ain't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Juice either. I'm more leaning towards Patterson or maybe the guy that was with the Pats who they said was they
Right.
best.
That was the first
Harold Palmer.
person that they rolled out. Like and that was the thing that Patton said. Patton said, I need to see. I think we all said this. We said that we don't know, like when we was talking about the linemen. Let's see who are the first 5 that they run out. And Andrews was on that first 5 that they ran out as the
He
center.
was, and he shocked everybody. We all was like, "What the hell?"
Right. And you know what? I think that one thing that you can look at, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it like they have familiarity with Andrews because he comes from the New England side, but also it's kind of like we know, like we seen film on Patterson and Juice. Well, let's just roll him out there. Like I keep telling people, man, my favorite part of the off season is the preseason when the starters get out of there. Once the starters get out of there, and this year you're gonna have your first 5 that I think the lineman is gonna be that first 5 that when they pull out CJ and the wide receivers and everything, look who they keep into the game because nobody on this squad besides Titus and Cam, you can really say, okay, they are going to definitely have a spot. I don't think they're going to pull out their first five. I don't think if they run out in the first preseason game, and let's just say it's Cox at the center, uh, Juice at the tackle. I mean, at the guard, Titus, Cam. They're not going to pull them out at the same time. I think those guys are going to run all the way into the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, that's what you got to look at. That's going to be the ones that's going to be battling because they got to get some more. They got to get, what is Henderson, LD? What is he going to put on film? What is Cox going to put on film? That you got to look at all of that, and I think that
treating this like this is rookie season, which it is.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I'm looking at when preseason come around. I'm looking at the second and third quarter, in game because it's 3 preseason games. That first game is going to be pretty much damn near walkthrough. Now the joint practices, those are the ones that's bigger than the preseason games because those guys they go hard.
Mm-hmm.
They go really really hard. Now you have to see who are the Texans going to run out their first 5 against, because I think who we got Carolina and who else that we run in is it Detroit. You already know Detroit is going to come with it. Detroit had so many injuries. They lost defensive coordinator. They got to try to figure out what in the hell that they're going to roll out there. The Texans is not finna roll out guys that they don't think that's going to be their starting 5. That's one thing that you really have to look at when you have these joint practices. Now, then when you had a preseason game, I always say look at the second and the third quarter. The fourth quarter is going to be everybody else. A lot of guys that may not make the team.
Put it like this, Killer.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any time that CJ is on that field in the preseason, you are going to be looking at the starting line. I guarantee you. They are not going to play musical chairs while CJ is out there on that field in preseason.
Right.
I think after he goes a few, however they do it, how sometimes they let them run a few series or whatever.
Right.
I think once he sits down and you start to see these other guys come in, that's when you're going to start to see the competition. But I think which I think CJ probably won't play game 1. Game 2 of the preseason, I think that's when we're gonna see exactly who the starting line is. I think a lot of media that's gonna be out there doing training camp and stuff, they're gonna be leaking it. They're gonna be telling us who the 5 they see out there the most, especially going against the Warrens on the defense. Whoever the Warrens on defense is gonna be going against, it's gonna be our starting 5.
Trust me, CJ is going to go out there game 1, and he's probably going to be. He's probably only going to throw like 4 times.
Yeah, probably.
They're gonna run the ball. They're going to throw simple outs. It's not going to be nothing exotic throwing down the field. It's just going to be simple outs, timing patterns, and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, after that, when you put Davis Mills and the quarterback that we got from Florida, like you said, whoever they run out there with CJ, that's who they're going to say, hey, this is probably going to be our starting 5 because we definitely.
Yeah, they ain't finna play with CJ like that.
They ain't finna play with him like that, man.
Whoever, when we see that, we're gonna pretty much be looking at who our starters are, and that's gonna be dope. I'm excited to see who these guys are gonna be because, like I say, it's when you got strong competition, whoever end up being out of those one of those 5 guys, every last one of them is gonna have to be tough. Every last one of them, being that those guys are beginning to be cohesive. I mean, to build and be close like how they are. that
Right.
whoever wins that starting job is gonna have the respect of the other guys that's on that bench. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a respect thing. Like, bro, hey, you won that fan square. Let's, you know what I'm saying? The best man won type of thing. And I think, man, this.
Yeah.
I think, bro, like I say, all I want to do is just see that O-line, just like I say, that like, and D'Amico said everything I wanted to hear. When he said that, man, it looked like they moving in lockstep together and they playing with lower pad level. I was like, man, like, what was the O-line coach doing last year? What was he telling them to stand
Hey,
up?
you know
He wasn't
something else
telling them shit.
too, Nitty. You know something else too, and this is what I was saying last year, and can't remember who I was talking to or whatever, and I said the offensive coach has to be he's the CEO of the whole entire organization.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't see what happened. This is the mistake that D'Amico did last year, and see this year he's not going to make the same mistake. So I was watching something, and they were saying how D'Amico was over there, like you said, Nitty, that he was over there with the offensive line group, and he's watching them.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the part of D'Amico that he doesn't like. He's a defensive guy. He wanted to bring in a guy in Slowick and said, "Hey, man, we came up together, run that offense the way that you should run it." And then when it went to shits, it was like, okay, so now me as a CEO, I have to make sure that I got another guy that never called plays. I got to go over there and say, hey, man, what are y'all doing? And y'all explain it to me why y'all feel like this guy should be these guys should be the starting five.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like when you are a linebacker, and D'Amico has been a captain from the day that he stepped on the playing field with the Texans. So as a linebacker, you're playing against the opposite five. So you understand, and as a linebacker, your nemesis are the guards. So you understand offensive line play, but you don't know the nuances of the blocking and all this other shit. But when they said that D'Amico was over there paying attention, I was like, that's key.
That's super key,
because exactly. Yep.
That's saying that, hey, man, I want to see something, and he's happy with what he's seeing. Like, bro, literally said it, like, man, I'm seeing what I'm seeing, and I'm happy with it. He said now, and he said the best thing he said, and I got to give Patton a shout out on this one. He said, hey, we'll really see what's going on when these pads go on, and he was like, that's it. He's like, that's it, and he walked away from the mic. He was like out of all of what I just said, still. We'll see when these pads come on. We put these pads on. We'll see if all of this stuff working. And yeah, I'm reading what AD put on the side.
Nitty, he said AD said Nitty was about to pull out the BLB phrase. They are gonna be smart, tough, and dependable. Hey, that was Bill O'Brien's specialty, but hey, I think D'Amico wants to be physical and rough with it. Like he just want to be, he want to go out there and he want that offensive line to be just bullish,
like a true middle linebacker should. Like he's coaching his football team like through the eyes of a middle linebacker. He wants everybody smacking. He don't believe in. He wants physicality. That's what it's a middle linebacker. That's every day, every play, physicality.
Right.
That's what he wants. He like, bro, if I was able to do this for 4 quarters straight, y'all can go out there and do the same thing. And man, I was watching some highlights. I know I'm just bringing this up a little bit off topic of what we was talking about, but I was watching some Texans highlights. Did y'all get a chance to watch that NFL video where they were showing the top defensive plays of the year?
I didn't see it.
I watched it. I think the Texans had like 3 plays on there. One specific was the Jimmy Ward pick 6 against the Titans. That was.
Mm-hmm.
That was him. That was against the Titans, right?
I can't remember.
God, Lee, who was that? Y'all help me out. I know Brandon know, but I think it was against the Titans. Either way, I watched how the squad was lined up for this play, right? You had your defensive line. you had 2 linebackers, and you had Jimmy up there. But the way they were put together, like if you looked at it just from a standpoint of where they were lined up, it looked like a 4-3, right? A 4-3 with one of the linebackers being a safety. And so
Right.
when I looked at that as being our base defense, right? I'm like, this is pretty much right here is our base.
Yeah.
Man, that's some smart shit. That's some shit I used to do on Madden. Like, because you always knew that linebacker over there on that side was going to be vulnerable to certain passes, and different offenses would actually be designed to exploit that linebacker on your left side right there. You know what I'm saying? So if you
But
put a safety there, it kind of, and you know, D'Amico loves defensive back play. It's actually smart, like to actually play take out a whole linebacker and be like, look,
but
I'm gonna put an extra DB on the field, and that shit works. I'm talking about it
let,
actually
let,
works.
let me say this, and I want Patton to jump in. And I was just telling y'all this the last 2 shows. I was watching when we played against Indy, and then I watched when we played against Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
They ran out there in a 4-3, bro. They ran out 3 linebackers.
Yeah.
Petrie was not out there. Now, when they went to the nickel, that's when Petrie was kind of the pseudo
Nickelback
linebacker. Because Petrie is, I call him the Joker. When we was in high school, we had a guy that our coach had converted from a tight end to a rover,
Mm-hmm.
and he was called the Monster, and he was going to shout out to my boy Patrick Rhodes. He have a barbershop over there in Humble that's doing real good, and got a restaurant over there. Guy I've been knowing since middle school. But he had Patrick as, we was running a defense called 37 Monster. And the Monster was always the guy that was going to be able to blitz from the inside and from the left and from the right. And I think that's how D'Amico is going to be able to change the game, because the way that we have GJ playing safety with Bullock, that boy Petrie is going to have a year that you're going to have guys in the NFL, general managers is going to be trying to find a Petrie type. We have 3 good linebackers, but when we don't have to run 3 linebackers, Petrie is still going to be a guy that when I put him on the field, Petrie, his greatest attributes is playing in that 10-yard box.
Yep.
You don't know if we finna blitz him because he can make tackles behind the line of scrimmage, or he can play that defensive role 10 yards back, and he can
Would you
cover.
say Petrie is like what Simmons was with Arizona?
Potentially.
You say no,
P-
but
P- Petrie
what I mean
Petrie
by that
kind of
is
remind me of
physically.
Petrie kind of remind me of and Patton, the hell with you with this great value shit, but you say it all the time. But Petrie right now is a great value Troy Polamalu. Troy Polamalu could play on that line of scrimmage and just wreck shit in the backfield. And Petrie is that type of guy. Like, bro, you don't play in the
See the
Big 12
vision.
and be, you don't see, you can't be the Big 12 defensive player of the year and you can't play at 5'11" and 180 pounds. And that's gonna be one of the guys that D'Amico is gonna be like, and D'Amico really doesn't like to blitz a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time to blitz, Petrie can go in that backfield, bro. And he can blow everything up. And so when you have Will and Daniil on your edges, Petrie is going to be that one. He's going to be, I call him the Joker. He's going to be that Joker. Like when you playing spades and it's like it's getting out of hand, it's like playing that draw 4. It's playing that Joker. Like, bam, we finna shut this shit down. Y'all got to come with something else, man. That's what Petry's going to be for us.
Yep. And I think he's gonna be better this year. He got the money. He has to be. I think he got guys chomping. See, that's what makes depth so good, y'all, because
Right.
you got guys chomping at your bit. Like, chomping at your pause. But you got dudes chomping at your ass trying to get on that field if you're not able to take care of your business, right? So you're gonna have players that can't sleep if they want to. They can't chill if they want to. Like, even if you wanted to take a playoff, man, you gonna
Right.
see, man, like, because though I believe those other guys, especially what was his name? Jalen Smith, right?
Jalen Smith, the one from Penn State.
USC, the one from USC.
USC.
You see, okay,
Man, they
yeah,
say bro is good too. Bro, I was reading about him the other day, and I'm like, man, this really is almost like the rich, dare I say, and I never said this about the Texans, but it's like the rich getting richer, right? Like,
mm-hmm.
like we didn't even need Jalen Smith. But to have
Mm-hmm.
him on the squad, bro, do you know how good this dude is if somebody get hurt? Like, you remember how we was talking about Ross the other show and all the other guys that used to have to come in, and when people Harmon, Hammond, whatever the hell his name was, but guys that used to have to come in sometime, bro. I don't want nobody to get hurt. But I'm gonna just tell you, the day that Jalen Smith come on the field, just watch out, y'all. Watch him this
Yeah,
preseason.
not only him is his name Jalen too, the one we got from
Yeah,
Penn
the
State.
one from Penn
Both of
State,
them.
ear dog too.
Yeah, he plays just as rough as
Petrie.
Petrie does in the
Yeah, that's
box.
what I'm saying. Petrie can't slip. Petrie can't slip
Yeah,
at all. Petrie better keep being Petrie. That's all I'm saying.
right. Yeah, I agree, bro. I
Petrie
agree.
better keep being Petrie, and that's a good problem to have. Because, like I said, man, I learned from comfort. I'm not a hater, and I'm gonna tell you this: what I saw from Detroit, and I just watched that highlight. I watched the highlights of that game the other day too. I'm always watching old Texans highlights, and what I seen from Detroit, right? Man, every time them dudes get hurt, somebody was getting hurt, bro. I'm telling you, somebody was coming off the bench.
Coming in,
It would
right?
make
Yeah,
you be like, hold on, this dude is off. This nigga was like off the chain at Alabama. I forgot who was. They
right,
had somebody literally on the bench from Alabama that went in the first round that didn't come. Somebody got hurt and he came in and bro did not miss a beat. That
right.
position was still producing. And if you look at Detroit as a team, right? And this is the last thing I'm gonna say about the Lions. But if you look at them as a team, that was their whole thing last year. If y'all really peeped that, they
Yeah,
had the injury bug worse than any team in the league last year. But you
right.
wouldn't know that going by their record, would you? Because every
Mm,
time somebody got hurt, bro, somebody was stepping in that was just
right,
as good as the person that got hurt. And it's like, bro, our team can say that now, bro. I know we still got to
right.
prove it on the field, and them pads still got to come out. But you can't tell me if you're a Texans fan that you are not excited about what the team is doing and what you can see how they build in the depth and where they putting the depth at.
Mm, right.
I know one thing though, man. What do y'all feel about this running back position, man?
Before we
Go
get
ahead,
to the
Patty.
running back, man, look, we already passed our 60-minute quota, but we ain't touch on my boy Darby, man, retiring, man.
Oh shoot, man. Speak on it. Speak on it, my brother.
Hey, man, I feel like dude got that Super Bowl ring. Was like, you know what? The hell with this. These youngsters out here ain't gonna run my ass over no more.
Who Darby won the Super Bowl with last year?
Philly.
Philly.
Oh, he was with Philly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he done with that. And then not only that, too, y'all. I think that, and bro, you see how that's a good segue, Patton. I think he see these young DBs.
Right.
And
Yep.
I think he like, yo, I might not be able to beat out these guys. I don't have the passion to do so.
I
Because I'm
think
pretty
it
sure
has
he's
it has
competitive.
I
I'm
think it
pretty
has a
sure he's
lot to do. I think it has a lot to do with the passion, is because he's a 10-year veteran. And sometimes, man, you get to that point that you just feel like that man, yeah, I still think I want to play, but then it's like I just don't have the desire to do this shit no more.
yeah, I think
Hey, to address who the Texans tangent. He says, "What's your solution on Darby retirement? Rookie cornerback free agents or?" I would say, bro, if you bring in a young guy or you bring in the vet. However, you kind of set, you got your two starters with
I said the same thing, my brother.
with Sting and Locksmith. This is an opportunity for Jalen Smith from USC to step in and really take control of cornerback 3. You already know Petrie's going to be on the field and nickel. So, I mean, technically, Jalen Smith, they out there in the 4-2-5. Jalen Smith is going to be cornerback 3. And you're going to have 3 safeties out there with Steve, Kalen, and Petrie. So, I mean, it's a good situation to have, bro.
Yeah.
Now who you bring in? I was mad we got rid of Cam from last year, cornerback. I liked him. Cam Risen or Rising. He caught a pick in the preseason last year for us. He didn't make the team though.
Ooh, Lonnie Johnson. No,
I didn't say Lonnie Johnson.
Nah, man, Lonnie at what Lonnie at right now? I want to say
y'all know y'all was rocking with Lonnie. I thought Lonnie was gonna be something because one person spoke up, went to Twitter and said, "Hey, Texans, y'all got a dog," and that was the who was the cornerback that played for the Jags but then went to Miami.
Talking about Ramsey.
Ramsey, yeah, and being that's when Ramsey was at his peak. He said, "Bro was a dog." I said, "Oh shoot, we got us a dog then, y'all."
I mean, yeah, if he playing safety.
I think if he would have been coached better, I think Lonnie would have been better if he'd have been coached. If he'd have had the right DB coach when he came in the league, I think if they could have got something up out of him because he was a good press corner, bro. Lonnie was a good press corner.
Lonnie's best season was in Lovey's defense playing safety. And I'll leave it at that.
I think you put anybody out there, you could have put me out there in that position, I would have caught a pick. It's just good. It's easy to play in that position, bro. Think about it. Everybody who's ever been a safety, especially in that position right there in a Lovie Smith defense, even when it was at Chicago, it's it is what it is. But man, I know, like y'all say, we done reached our quota. I mean, I'm here, I'm good. But if it's anything that y'all want to say before we wrap up, dang, that's a beautiful sunset behind you, Cal.
Yeah, I have to get my light.
That's why it looks like
Asante Samuel Jr. and Lackville say Gilmore. If I just had to have a guy, it'd be Asante Samuel. I'll go young. I wouldn't go with Gilmore. Because Gilmore don't want to start. And he's not going to start.
Boy, I promise you hit that right out the park. He's definitely going to be like, shoot, I still feel like I got it. But no, you're not.
He probably do. But just won't be here.
Okay. Like I said, I guess we can say the running back situation for Friday. Because we'll be back here Friday. And man, we appreciate, like we always do, man.
Bradbury. No.
Oh, who said Bradbury?
Tangents.
Oh yeah.
No.
I mean, yeah.
But you know though, I think like health wise is extremely like that third corner is probably going to be that corner that we we drafted from USC. I think that's going to be the one that's going to play a lot of the playing against the slot. Like you just need speed to cover that position because last year, if you remember, we had the guy that just went to Jacksonville. He was a safety, Murray. Murray was always locked in on that third wide receiver. Like I mean, we played against Detroit. And Murray was locked in on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Like you just need guys that can like safeties can't cover like corners can. And
Can I ask y'all a question? Can I ask y'all a question though? Killer.
Yeah.
Where did you think Darby was gonna be on? This is how we can figure out who we replace him with, right? Where did you think Darby was gonna end up on the depth chart?
I think he was going to be that third corner.
What?
I mean, I think he was going to, because you have Locksmith and you have all pro Steam.
Yeah.
You can't put a safety on that slot receiver because what they were doing was they was motion. They was putting wide receivers in motion, and it ended up D'Amico defense was just out of whack because you had a safety playing press against a slot wide receiver,
Mm-hmm.
and you just can't do that.
So who was our third cornerback last year?
Shit, it was who was the guy? We got rid of him. Was it Akuda?
Akuda, wasn't it? Was Akuda?
I think it was Akuda.
At times, Akuda, then Miles Bryant,
Yeah.
then
They did
D'Angelo
bring him
Russell.
back too. Mellow Mike just pointed that out.
Yeah, but those guys couldn't keep up with those wide receivers. Like you need somebody that's able to run with them and stay in their hip. Like
Oh, so
you
now I
was,
see why it's important that who we sign, because I heard Casario say that, right? Like, we and D'Amico is like we have to really go and find out if we're gonna replace him with a young guy. And I'm thinking, first and foremost, I'm agreeing with what y'all saying in the bull ring, some of y'all anyway. That I think we should go in-house. But that third cornerback position is important. That third damn near have to be almost not. I'm talking about just a slight or damn near as good as your number two. And
so let me ask you about like AD because he's mentioned this several times. What does it take to get Asante Samuel Jr.? Like we just cut
yeah, he ain't a free agent.
He is a free agent.
Oh shit.
We just got rid of our guard on the June 1st cut. And we freed up an extra $10 million, which I think we have I think it's like $14-16 million.
I would say we're at 18 right now.
Okay, so that's one of those things that you're going to have to look closely to. It may be somebody that's not on the radar that we have no idea that's out there, but I think that
AD
I don't.
$18. AD said we got $18. My bad.
I can take it to Tim Chan. I can make it work.
For real, I think you can get two. Nah, it's only one wing dinner with that.
I got some change in the car, man.
Yeah. AD went to well, I can't rack on my school. I was going to say he went to Forest Brook, but I did too. So I can't say that.
I went
to Prairie.
But yeah, man. But back to what you were saying though, Killer.
No, what I'm saying is I think that third cornerback is probably not even on the roster right now.
No, it's not. But and I have to be honest, at least not proven. We can say, hey, put Jalen Smith out there. Hey, do this or do that. But these are guys that have to prove it. Most of the time with NFL teams, especially coaches and GMs that's trying to keep their job, they try to go with the best person you can put in that position. Which if we have to go,
but see,
can we do that?
Here's the thing about the Texans.
Can we look at the free agent? I'm gonna look. I need to look it up. Or the free agent cornerbacks that's out there right now.
No, but here's the thing, though, Nitty. The Texans rolled out Locksmith, which he was drafted. He was a first round or second round pick? Second, and they rolled out the safety Bullet. Those two rookies that they rolled out there and had a pretty decent secondary. So I don't think that the experience with the Texans is going to mean a whole lot. That's why I was thinking about the guy that we drafted from USC, that he can be that that third corner.
I believe he will.
I think so. I think losing Darby is like, okay, yeah, you gone. They're going to look for depth. But if they have to roll out another rookie, that secondary is so heavily that the starting five in that secondary is so heavily stacked that you can roll out a rookie and you can kind of like, hey, man, all we need you to do is just be able to have your technique and stay with that nickel guy. Just don't have him running up the field and just burning your ass. So that's one of the things that they don't have a problem rolling out a rookie to roll them out there. They don't have a problem with that. So I think that he could be your third cornerback. I really do.
Okay, look, I just pulled this up, right? And this is hopefully this is right. Okay, we looking at free. Who is still left out right now? It's look like they only showing people who signed. I'm trying to see who's available. Yeah, look. Okay, boom, available. Here we go, right here. I knew that didn't make sense. Okay, so boom, we got James Bradbury.
No.
You got Kendall Fuller,
Mm.
Rasul Douglas, Stephon Gilmore, Mike Hilton. I like Mike Hilton with Cincinnati. Now, hey,
He's too short though. He's like 5'8".
but he played a good game against us when we played him, though. Bro was all over the field. Like for a third corner, he was playing pretty good. I would like him out of everybody who I just named right now. PJ Henderson. Y'all want Shaq back?
Nah.
I think him and D'Amico got beef. But let's see.
It was more of the special teams coach that had beef with him.
Ooh, they got Eli Apple. Y'all want Eli?
Definitely don't want him.
Man, I don't see nobody else that looks even, man, like this is sad almost. But look, who is okay? Let me ask y'all this question. Out of everybody who we looking at up here, who is Darby better than?
None of these guys, in my opinion.
He wasn't better than none of them. So this is gonna be an upgrade. Whoever, no matter who we get, right?
If I just had to pick somebody,
I think Darby would have fit the role. He would have fit the role, like for what you needed at in an incremental part. Like because that third cornerback is not really on the field that much. It's only when it's that third down. Like a lot of the plays that we was beat deep on third downs, it was that you had Murray playing against a slot wide receiver, and that's a safety against a slot, and they ran the wide receiver and put him in a mismatch over him, and it was like it's just a mismatch. So I think that as long as you have a guy that can play the basic technique of just staying with your man and he's not open to the point that you just like, bam, he just wide open and you just throw the ball and he just gonna get it. Like that's the only thing that you're dealing with. And then I think with CJ and Caleb playing the back end, like I don't think that because CJ is a better safety than Jimmy Ward. Jimmy Ward let a lot of shit go over his head. Kalen Bullock was a rookie. I think a lot of that shit changes, man. I think a lot of those passes don't get over their head this year.
Mm-hmm. So out of these guys right here, y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not too excited. Only one name that I hear that makes me just a little bit, like I said, I like Mike Hilton. Yeah, I know he's short. I know he's undersized, but I like Mike. I like Rasul. I seen Rasul make some surprising plays on some teams that he was with, which kind of like sparked his career back. He did some nice things in Green Bay, and like I think where was he at last year? Buffalo. Yeah, I think he's a good rental if you get him for a year or two or something like that. I think he would be good. Other than that, though, man, we might have to go with what's on the team, bro.
I think you go with what's on the team, and then on third downs, if I said I had to pick anybody from that, then I think I would probably, and this is gonna be a hard one because I think that he lost a step last year. But I think I would put Stephon on the outside and put Locksmith as my my third corner. Now the thing about it is Locksmith is not an open hip run with the wide receiver down the field type of guy. So that would be probably a mismatch. So if I had to go with it, I'm going with what I have on my team right now. I just have to go with what I got. I got to believe that my front seven can get to the quarterback and get the ball out of his hand. And I depend on Bullock and CJGJ to clean up the back end.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds about what I would go with. I think some players got to get thrown out there in the fire. I think that
Right,
I think if you got to put Jalen Smith out there a couple of times
right.
this year, put him out there
Yeah,
and see what we got.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
as far as his attributes and what they say about him, he sounds like he's ready on paper. So maybe throw him out there in the fire and see if he's ready. He went to USC, so he used to the bright lights and all of that kind of stuff. Let's put him out there because bro puts his nose in it, bro. Pause. But yeah, he's
And
another
see,
crash out too.
he's playing in the
Like
secondary with a
ABC,
guy. He
he
playing
another
in the
crash
second.
out.
He's playing on a team with a guy. And see, this is what's really important when you talk about players who've played together. He played with Kevin Bullock. Now USC didn't have a very great defense, but he played on a defense with that guy, and now he's on this defense.
Yeah,
So the
him
community,
and Kalen was the like few bright spots on the
right?
defense.
So
And Bird.
that communication is going to be there with those two guys. I just really think that CJGJ is a major upgrade,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm gonna say this, and Patton disagreed with me, and a few other people disagree. I really don't think that Jimmy Ward makes this team, man.
That's
I really
Nico
don't.
Polo.
I
If
really
he
don't think he
does,
makes this
if he
team.
does, he makes it just because on some coach's pet type shit where like D'Amico on some like, yeah, he's a coach on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if he stays around, that's gonna be his new job title unofficially. It's gonna be like, hey, you here to preach this defense to the other DBs out here because you've been in it for years. You know what I'm saying? And
I think that money aspect is going to play a huge part. If
And
that
Jimmy still got a
secondary,
good play in him. It's just you don't know when it's gonna come. But he
Mhm.
got a few good plays, just like that play that I say he did that pick six in that game. Um, that's something that's where it's like, man, he made that play. Even the one against the Buccaneers the year before. Um,
Mhm.
he gonna make a play, but he's gonna take out a lot of players with him. But sometimes Jimmy Ward takes care of himself in so many ways. You know what I'm saying? Like Jimmy gonna hurt himself and somebody gonna be on the field anyway. But I think I think CJ wins the company.
Oh, hey! Texas Tangent just pointed out a guy that we just totally looked over.
Who?
Uh, Tremont.
Draymond, as a third.
In a pinch, he can play.
Tremont is something we looked over. Then Texas Tangent said, "I don't think Ward finished the season, which I don't think he does." And he lost the step speed wise over the top. Now he can be one of
He won't
those
start. He won't
in.
start.
No, he could be one of those in the box strong safeties. But I think that the guy that we drafted from Penn State, I think it takes, if you had to make a choice, you would choose him because you drafted him and you'll move away from Ward contract. And then Brandon said if Ward is not making it save dollars, it would be one thing, but it doesn't. Hot take. Oh, he said something about Trent Brown. Me personally, I just don't think that Ward makes the team. Like it's gonna be one of those years that we look up at this team and we're gonna look back and say, "Man, I thought he was gonna make the team, but he didn't." I think Ward is gonna be one of those guys, bro.
Yep. Jimmy is gonna be costing us how much this year?
Is it 10?
No, I'm looking at it right now. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
I
Because
think it's
okay,
10.
Jim Ward. Let's see. His cap hit this year is gonna be like it's saying $5 million.
5 million. Okay.
5.6 million.
Okay.
So I don't know, man. Like I say, I mean, D'Amico might have that talk with him. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I brought you here. You know, we did what we can do, but we got to go younger, and that's how the business works. At the end of the day, you got to go younger.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And maybe they might let Jimmy go. I just know Jimmy ain't starting though. You got
No, he
people.
ain't gonna start. And I don't want to bring. I just drafted a guy that can do what you do from Penn State, and I got him on a rookie deal. So I got him for 400 million. I mean 400,000, and I got you at 5 million. That's just extra money. That if we go ahead and move away from that
I
contract,
just think you wait till the last minute to do it.
it's
So
gonna be the last minute. Yeah.
yeah, but just in case, God forbid, any injuries or anything happen like that, you don't want to be done let them go at the beginning of camp and next
And
thing.
Jimmy Waters, what, 33? I think he's 33 years old.
Yeah, I just had it. Yeah, he's 34.
34, yeah. I mean, he's just getting to that age to the point that it's like, bro, I just drafted a guy that was 22
Yeah,
that does what you can do. Like he's not football savvy as you are because you've been in the league for a long time, but at the same time, like 5 million versus 400,000. We could take that money and use it somewhere else. I just think that he doesn't make the team, man. I just really don't.
woo. Yep. It makes sense though, because that DB room is stacked.
It
He's gonna
is, bro.
have to come in and be like he was in his 20s, and that's not gonna happen. So yeah, I kind of believe what you're saying. The right might be on the wall for Jimmy. If he
And I
does,
think they're going to carry 10. I think they're going to carry 10 DBs.
mm,
And I don't think that he's going to be one of the 10. I just really don't. Now, since Darby have stepped out of it, that makes his situation a little bit greater. Because both of those guys, Darby was 10 years in the league, Jimmy been in the league for, I think, 12 years. Darby, I think, was 30 something, 30. So it's one of those things that if he make it, it's because he will make it if he will make it on the ram of the way that Robert Woods made it last year. Remember when everybody was saying, hey man, Robert Woods just needs to just go ahead and sit down and just leave. He's not going to make this team. And Robert Woods came and made the damn team. He fought for that position and made the
yep.
team.
It looked weird too, even though he dropped that touchdown pass last year. It was just like seeing Woods on the field. You was like, man, but I know one thing. In CJ first year, Woods was dependable. I love to see. I mean, I was glad to see him back when he made it back. But once you get to that age, you have to make the team. It's just crazy. It's like
Yeah, he made the
it's
team.
almost
Like
full
he made
circle.
it.
Like you have to
Right.
actually go out there and prove yourself because of your age. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Jimmy come in there on some performance enhancing that they can't detect, and hit the fountain of youth, then hey, it's all to the good. I'm pro Jimmy, but I just think that may the best man win. I don't want to see him cut, but if he doesn't perform or perform like how we've seen him perform in the past, then hey, we know what time it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
So Patton, do he make the team?
Of course. He gonna play that contract out, bro. Easy.
Hey, I won't be mad if he make the team. Then he deserved to be on the team. Like
he's gonna be a same line coach, bro. That's it. When they signed him last year in the middle of the season, I already knew what time it was.
That's what it was for.
Yeah,
it's something that he working with. He the leader over there. He's not a captain though, is he?
Nah, I don't think he's a captain.
Oh, okay. So, but either way though, man, y'all, we done got to that point, y'all. We gave y'all an extra 39 minutes. We normally just do an hour, but man, it was just feeling so comfortable chopping it up with y'all, man. We ain't want to go. But we're gonna do what we do every show around this time, man. We're gonna first off give y'all an applause. And appreciate y'all for rocking with us with the whole show, man. We are the Texans on 3 podcast show, and you can subscribe to us on YouTube. You can follow us on X, Instagram, Everything's Texans on 3, man. Just rock with us on everything. I think we on TikTok. I think we are. If not, we will be soon. But either way, we appreciate y'all, and we're gonna do the shout out of the bull ring like we always do, man. Let me bring up some music. All right.
We was deep in there today.
Oh yeah, we was deep, man. Let me get back to it. Okay, here we go. First and foremost, man, we're gonna give a shout out. Yeah, we was deep. Texas Tangent, man. Appreciate you, man, tuning in to the show. As always, man, Brandon, you already know it, man. Mellow Mike, appreciate you, my guy. Let's see.
AD Blackville.
Blackville. Let's see. Eve
was in there.
Appreciate you, man. Cytex was in the building. Appreciate you. Let's see who else. I think that might be it, y'all.
That might be
hold on,
yeah.
Deborah. We got Deborah Reef Rita, if I pronounced that right. Appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Willie, man, Willie Jackson in the building, man. Appreciate you,
Willie Jackson.
Bro. Shout out to Doc, man. Even though you wasn't in the bull ring, you know what I'm saying? You know,
he got them keys rattling, man. You gotta be careful.
We got them keys rattling. Hey,
the honorary ghetto boy.
I'm gonna get that key rattling sound for my board, my sound effect board. We got Grapha 0713. Appreciate you, man, for the comment. Let's see.
Oh yeah,
who else we got, man? Oh, y'all would, hey, I ain't gonna lie, man. I gotta give y'all another applause. Y'all really, man, y'all was really in the building, helping out with the show, man. We couldn't do this without y'all, man.
Yeah. Mellow Mike and Tangent and Brandon. Hey, you know Brandon always.
Oh yeah, already.
All right, yeah.
Man.
Hey, appreciate y'all, man. Y'all make sure that y'all tune in. Friday we'll be doing the same thing, man. We'll be right here in the spot doing this 7 o'clock. We started a little bit after 7, but we mostly Tuesday 7 o'clock, Friday 7 o'clock. So y'all be here Friday, man. We'll be here to do our thing, man, like we always do. And we appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate my guys, man. My boy Killer had the dope sunset behind him.
Yes,
and
sir.
The NFL in trouble though, man. I think these Texans are really going to, be a problem, especially on the defensive side of the ball, man. Y'all boys in trouble, man. Y'all got the deal. We need to come up with a name for this defense. Ain't nobody came up with a name yet, but maybe we can do it on this show. But either way though, man, we up out of here, y'all, and we will see y'all Friday, 7 o'clock. Texans on 3. Y'all know what it is.